Well, hi guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry, and today I am going to be canning some soup for you. I've got the all-new Ball book of canning and preserving. This is one of my favorite books, and it's fallen apart. I know a lot of you said, "Kid, have it spiralized," and I will someday. I'll have that done. But today I'm going to be canning a soup that was inspired by my friend over at Jenny Goth. Jenny inspired me to do this soup. She said it was definitely a do again. It was a great soup starter. You can add some other things after you open the jar. So that's how I'm going to play this. And I'm switching it up just a little bit because I definitely want to have some added veg in here. So, and I could not get my hands on any tomatillos. So I'm going to be using my tomatillo salsa to replace some of that flavor. Not this whole jar, but probably half the jar. I'm going to use yellow onions because that's what I have. And I'm using chicken thighs. I've got poblano peppers, jalapeno peppers, red pepper, orange pepper, which the recipe doesn't call for. I bought fire roasted corn, canned corn. Got the lime juice, and I'm going to add cumin. It doesn't call for it, but I really want a little bit of that cumin background. I love that. So if you're looking for this recipe, it's on page 280. The timing is going to be the same no matter what I put in here because of the meat factor. I would love to add zucchini to it, and I might add a little bit of Thrive zucchini in a couple of the jars just to test that out and see how well the zucchini holds up. Fresh zucchini would totally fall apart. But it will add a little bit of extra flavor too. So, I don't know, Thrive zucchini it's pretty hearty. So I'm going to do that on a couple of jars just to add a couple pieces and let's see what happens. Okay, are you ready for this? Guys, come on in. I got my jars out, my lids and rings. I'll get all that stuff prepped while this soup is getting started. And I'm going to do this in a 6-quart stock pot. Okay, so I'm going to make 6 quarts full. That'll be enough for lunch or dinner, and 7 pint jars going into the All-American canner. All right, come on in. Okay, so on this tray, I've got 3 big poblano peppers, 4 really large jalapenos, and a red bell pepper and an orange bell pepper. I'm gonna roast these in the oven until they're blistered, and then I'll take the poblanos and put them in a bowl, and maybe the jalapenos, and get some of that tough skin off of them. Anyway, okay, let's get this in a 425 degree oven until they get turned a couple times and they're all blistered and charred. Okay, so in my pan, I've got some olive oil that I'm gonna saute this onion off in, and it's 2 medium-sized onions. And I'm swapping out, I'm gonna use all narrow mouth jars, so I was gonna do 2 of them in the wide mouth, but I don't wanna do that, so. I'm adding way more veg to this, and meat, I think, too, because I'm going to cut up all of this meat. I have 3 pounds of chicken thighs. So we're going to get over to the stove and get this sauteed up, and then I'll cut up my meat and have that ready to go. All right, a little bit of SPG to get that started, and off we go. Okay, it's going to be delicious. Okay, so I've got my onions. I sauteed till they just started to get a little bit of a brown on them, that layer of flavor. Now I'm getting the fond off the bottom. I did the 2 cans of corn. I'm going to add in some garlic. Okay, garlic. You can't get too much of this. We want plenty of garlic. I love garlic. It's super good for you. Okay, then I'm going to add some cumin, some lime juice. Now Jenny said to cut back the lime juice, so. According to Rock. Wow, my phone is listening to me. Oh, okay. Let's get some chicken stock in here. This is organic chicken stock. Put 2 quarts of that in, and we'll be ready for, the peppers are going to have to sweat so I can get the skins off those poblanos, but that's okay. I'm going to finish cutting up the chicken and get that in here as well. And already looking delicious. And Jenny did fresh corn. I couldn't find any, so part of it's the time of the year, I guess. But I definitely wanted fire roasted corn. So there's that. Now we're gonna put a little bit of cumin in there. I like a heaping tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. Okay. Just to give it a little bit more of that flair that we want. Okay, I'll be back when it's time to put the lime juice, the chicken, and the peppers in there. Okay, I just took the peppers out of the oven. These are gonna go into a bag. I'm gonna put them all into a bowl, cover them up, and let them sweat and get those skins off. It's gonna be delicious. All right, we're clicking right along here. Okay, I just took the peppers out of the oven. These are gonna go into a bag. I'm gonna put them all into a bowl, cover them up, and let them sweat and get those skins off. It's gonna be delicious. All right, we're clicking right along here. Okay, so I am going to add the lime juice. So I'm cutting the lime juice in half, only because that's how Jenny thought it should be cut back. So it called for 2/3 of a cup of lime juice for one recipe. I'm doing a little bit over the recipe, I think, but I think that's plenty. You can always add fresh lime when it comes time. And then I'm gonna add the chicken. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna add all of it, but I've cut it up into bite-sized pieces. These are all chicken thighs. You can use chicken breast, chicken thighs, pork. This would be good with pork roast. Anyway, if you've never canned pork roast, it's so good. I'm probably gonna add some more. Whoops, we got men down over here. I'll probably add some more stock if I have room. All right, let's get this mess cleaned up, and we'll grab these guys that dropped out of the pool. And get to clean up my stovetop after this is over. Yeah, I'm probably gonna add, because I still have all the peppers to put in, probably gonna go ahead and add another quart of stock, or at least a half a quart. All right, we'll be back. I'll let you know what I do. And as soon as I get those peppers peeled and cut up, we'll be putting it back in. I want this soup completely cooked because I plan on having some for dinner. Okay, so the soup is simmered long enough for the chicken to be cooked through. I've tasted the broth, it's delicious. Perfect amount of cumin, and I did add some, I added about a heaping teaspoon of Mexican oregano off camera. So here's our pile of peppers going in. All as good as I could get done. That took a minute, getting all the skins off of there. I've got the red, the yellow, the poblano. I left some seeds in because I like it spicy. Anyway, I want some heat in the background. It doesn't have to be extreme, but you know what I mean. So we're gonna add this and then see where our level is. We might add on some stock. I think I will, because I've got room for more stock. Oh, isn't that a beautiful soup? Look at that. I don't know if I want more stock, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Wow, look at that. Beautiful peppers. There's one with a string on it. That's gonna drive me crazy. Hold on. I missed somebody in the center. There we go. Maybe. This one has a little bit of clinging. It's clinging to the inside. There we go. I got it. I got it. All right. So the peppers, they're already pretty much cooked. So I'm gonna jar it up at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and jar this up, and oh my gosh, it looks so delicious. Absolutely delicious. Who doesn't want a bowl of that? Okay. My mouth is watering. Let's get to it. I'll bring you over and we'll start jarring it up. jars are in the canner. It made 7 pints, plus there's probably another quart and a half ready to eat for tomorrow and the next day for lunch. So I'll have this put back on my pantry shelf, but I'll have that to share or just to have for lunch. So now I know what I'm bringing for lunch tomorrow, and or I can have it for dinner tonight. So I've locked the thumb screws down. This is hot. The canner was about 180 degrees waiting for the jars. The jars are hot. Everything's warm. It's going to come up to temperature, and when it starts venting a steady stream of steam from the petcock, then we'll time that for 10 full minutes. And then after that 10 minutes is over, I will put the weight on, and that's a 10-pound weight from my altitude or 11 pounds on the gauge. When this is moving, that means it's up to temperature. Even if your gauge is off, you'll still be able to depend on this. You only want it to jiggle, you know, not feverishly, but a couple times a minute to, you know, anyway, you'll get the hang of it. So once it does come up to pressure, I'm going to turn my burner down until I hold the lowest temperature on the burner, but keep the weight going. And so, okay. That's what's going to happen. And once I put that weight on and it comes up to pressure and the weight starts dancing and we've got 11 pounds on the gauge, I'm going to time that for 75 minutes or an hour and 15 minutes. And then we'll, after everything's cooled down and that time frame is over, I'll bring you back and we'll pull them out of the canner. I let mine rest in that canner and really get down off that angry temperature so I don't have a lot of siphoning. I don't want to lose one drop of that soup. All right. I'll be back. So guys, I have let my canner come down off of pressure, and now I'm ready to, oh, I guess I needed both of those. I'm ready, oh my gosh, to get these jars out. This is the Chatler lid. I'm sorry for the bad lighting, but it is what it is, right? So you crank those lids all the way down, and I let this sit after it came down off of pressure and I unscrewed these. I let it come down until it really is acclimated to the room. It's still steaming. Those jars are still hot, but you don't need to, and I can see they're boiling. You don't need to let it go any further from that. But now these are the regular jars. Yeah, they're still boiling in the jar. All good. The soup is delicious. I hope this inspires you to make this Aztec chicken soup. Adapt it to what you like for your family, and then yeah, I'm going to do a taste test of the canned product. My girlfriend Jenny, who did this first or before me, she says she likes it after it's been canned better than when before. So we'll see. But the water's clear. It's absolutely phenomenal. So there you go. All right, guys. I hope it inspires you to, oh my gosh, yeah, clear water inspires you to step outside the box, can up some Aztec chicken soup and or some soup for, what are you doing for the next part? You know, we still have a little bit of winter left. Let me know. All right. Bye. What do you want to see me can next? Leave it in the comment section below. All right.